Welcome to the CFG Game Cast, episode number 152, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode every Fridays and release it on all podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and so much more. So show us some love. Give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any podcast services out there, or go to our main website, confreaksgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
I beat Dreamlight Valley.
Yeah! Oh, you actually beat it?
I'm level 40. All my characters are level 10. I have 0 quests to do. All I do every morning is I get up, I watch a couple YouTube videos. I've been mining everything on my island, crops, all that. And cooking some meals for some people on the island, and then I turn it off because I'm waiting for the next content. I beat it. Lex, why haven't you been streaming it? Because I'm depressed. Leave me alone. I'll come back when I wanna. But that's my depression game. It's been fun. I'm waiting for Faith Chapter 2 to come out and a few other indie games for this month. And maybe I'll get back into it next week. We'll see how I'm feeling. You know.
Well, what was the story of Dreamlight of this game? I didn't even know there was a story or a plot to actually for you to be able to beat it.
So, spoiler alerts, if you don't want to know, I'm going to give you like the next 2 seconds to plug your ears. La 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 la. Okay. So, you come to the island and, well, it's a piece of property. So, there's a magic castle and there's all of these like weird vines everywhere, right? And the ruler is missing. Who's the ruler? Not going to give that away. And so you meet, Mickey, and he tells you about what's going on and that they need help and that the forgetting has come. So all of these vines and things like that are the forgetting. And as you do things around the island, you get these little orbs and you go over and you pick it up and it swirls around you and it gives you a part of the ruler's diary or a piece of a picture for a certain character set. Like Moana and Maui are part of a character set. There's the Lion King set. There's the Wall-E set, right? Just to give you an idea. There's lots more. And you basically are trying to put together these pictures. And as you interact with the characters and you get more characters and you open up areas by earning money to then... You have to do things on the island to gain Dreamlight. And with the Dreamlight, you can then open different areas. Once you have all the areas open, you work with all your characters and you level them up to 10 while you also level up. You want to, help the characters if they have like a store, you help build that. If they have like a plot of land where they make crops for you, you upgrade that slowly. And so you can go around and like hang out with characters and they help you with certain areas until you get to where I am and I'm waiting. So that was my least spoiler of Dreamlight Valley. It is similar to Animal Crossing, but more in depth. There is a hidden storyline. But yeah, essentially the ruler went missing and the forgetting came. And all of the characters panicked and tried to hide things so that they could themselves could remember. But then now they can't remember where they hide things. So then you help with that.
Because there's still like more doors that you'll eventually have to like open up and stuff like that, right? As they bring in new characters. Because I know Scar's coming. We know that Toy Story is coming. And I imagine with those characters, they'll be bringing new quests that will lead you even further into the world.
Yeah, so the castle itself, that's your main point of contention when it first starts. Mm-hmm. There are 3 doors available, and you get to pick which one out of the 3 you open. And then there's areas on the island that are locked that you have to use Dreamlight to open up. And sometimes those areas still have locked areas inside them. So you have to do go-arounds and things like that. For now, you have the 3 doors you can open. There are lots of doors throughout the castle, but they don't have symbols on them yet. And there's a house in an area of the island that I cannot go into. Who the fuck is inside? I need to know. Give me that now, Disney. Thank you. So yeah, eventually that's the thing. And it's funny that you say that that's who you think is coming next because they are on the promotional. But that's not who's coming next, supposedly. So we'll see.
Well, we'll see
I
how
don't
long
know.
it's going to be, but I'm really sure that I thought for some reason I just had the vibes that this is going to take a long time to play, like Stardew Valley or something. But
Oh, it does. I put a lot of hours in, buddy.
I'm saying it does take a lot of time. Yeah, like it is a grind.
Yeah, depression and not sleeping. You're welcome. You know,
wow.
I did it. I did it all. And then every day I'd come home and I'd tell Adam, I can't talk. I have people to save. And I would just sit down and go to town. And then 2 a.m. would hit and he's like, I'm going to bed. You probably need to sleep. I'm like, I don't need to sleep. I'm good. Good night. And I'd keep playing. So
very nice. Well,
I beat it.
Lex.
Yes.
You know the person who's coming back from an incredible adventure in the sunny San Diego locations in California?
I do. And his name is?
The 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What is going on, dude? How you doing?
Yo, it has been the longest 2 weeks I feel of my life. Twitchcon was awesome. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Other than that, though, it's been pretty busy. Work has been crazy. I feel like anytime I go on a vacation and I come back, I get just hammered with work as punishment for going on vacation. So I am currently in. That's not true. It's just a busy time of year in the industry that I'm in. So it's been crazy. But overall, though, I had no complaints. Had a blast. Ton of fun at TwitchCon. Really haven't played. There's a couple of games that I'm looking at. I can't remember the name of one, but it's like a strat game. I hear it's kind of like RimWorld or RimWorld 2 maybe. I'll have to look it up and I'll tell you guys. I'll show you guys. And then, of course, DBZ The Breakers is officially out now. So I'm going to be picking that up as well because I had a ton of fun playing that beta. So I'm curious to see what kind of changes they made and what is in store for the future of that game. So if I'm going to play an asymmetrical game, I rather enjoyed that. So, and I love that universe as well. So it's something that I'll throw.
Because so I got a key from Ilphonics. They gave me 5 keys to play this, but the Ghostbusters got a game like that too.
What?
And yeah, so I they gave me a set of 5 players to play that. And I think we should definitely play that one.
Hand one over, please, and thank you.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. When does that happen? When is this going down?
Hello.
I just got the keys today, so
I don't even hear excuses.
And then it's officially out next week. It's officially out next week, so I think we should have
what
a
y'all
good
doing
time
tomorrow?
on that one. Yeah. But then again, here's another question
next week
because well, it's officially out next week, but we got the keys. We can play whenever. At this
point.
Point.
Are the servers up to play?
Yeah, we should be able to. The servers are probably up, just like how when we played Evil Dead before it came out. That
is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
So there you go.
Yeah,
but and secondly. I still remember a one night only Overwatch 2 before I uninstall on my computer.
Good thing we're doing it tonight. We're going to do it tonight. I know I've been a piece of shit. I know I have been a terrible liar. I've been saying we're going to play Among Us for the last month.
Lies.
And I'm so sorry, guys. Work is killing me. I got a family, y'all. I am falling asleep on the couch. Or there was one time where I didn't even fall asleep. I was just I don't even feel like doing it. I don't even feel like streaming it anymore. And I just
Smitty is just hey guys, we're going to be doing. Hey, this is Smitty. We're going to be streaming Among Us tonight. It's okay, and then I'm like, okay, cool. I'll be on. Just let me know when you're ready. Then I never hear from him again. I don't even hear from him until Monday.
He does.
I'm like, hey, Smitty, what happened to that stream? Yeah, I just didn't do it. This point.
Yeah, and I'm like, I could do one later after I get Lizard also to bed on Saturday. And by that time, I'm like, dude, I'm just burnt out. I'm like, I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to feel like having to sit here in front of a camera, dude. I want to sit here and play some video games and whatever. You know what I mean?
We are counting 4 weeks already. Still
I know.
4 weeks and counting on this.
You know what, dude? That's why we're gonna make a double dipper tonight. We're gonna start with Overwatch 2. We're gonna end with some Among Us. The double dip.
You can't even tell. You can't
The
prove that at all.
double dip, dude, is going down. It is going down.
Okay.
Yo, the other thing too is like I haven't played Destiny 2 in like 2 weeks, so
That's
you can
true.
tell the amount of like I haven't played. Like I'm still like I can't watch half my YouTube videos because either it's stuff about She-Hulk, Destiny 2, all kinds of things that I am not caught up on. I'm just like, ugh. Like I'm pretty sure I've already had stuff spoiled. I'm so mad. I am so angry. You can't get that far behind like this day and age. You just can't do it.
Yeah. Well, no doubt.
That's right.
You,
I know
definitely.
this is going to be Donk's. I know Donk is going to be extra happy for streams. He is very excited. He is a super fanboy of Overwatch.
I told Smitty a long time ago that I would do one game. I will tell him I will do.
Wait, one game or one night?
No, not one game.
Okay.
One stream of him playing Overwatch. I will play with him, but then after I'm done with Overwatch 2, I'm uninstalling it off my computer.
He says that, but he's going to have so much fun. We're going to make sure of it.
No idea how much of a pain in the ass it's been just to get that game to work the past week and a half.
I haven't had any issues.
Yeah, I was after that first day, like it's been solid for me.
I have showed Smitty screenshots of issues that I was having with it, and because there was the time when they were locked out all my characters. That's happened twice. Because you didn't.
Wait, did it open it up though?
Oh, they did because they had to do an emergency patch fix. Oh, it was on my side. It was them. They locked it up. They messed it up.
I was gonna say they did it. Pathetic.
Yeah, they also removed 2 characters because they're glitched completely.
Oh, so, there is. I noticed. Yeah, we noticed the other night about Bastion. Yeah, we noticed the other night about Bastion.
They also removed Torbjorn. They also removed that guy.
What? No.
So,
wait. When did that happen? I absolutely played Torbjorn.
Yeah. Now, just guys, keep in mind, like I said, if I ever got into Overwatch 2, I wouldn't stream it. I'm still keeping to that. I will play with friends offline. So yeah, if you're like, oh, Lex is going to stream Overwatch 2, absolutely not. I play offline only. That's it. Sorry.
I will. Yeah, I will, and I'm with you on that too. Except that I really hate this game. I mean, I really hate Overwatch anyway. So it's but like I'm just saying, I'm definitely yeah. I mean, the nightmare of a start that Overwatch 2 did, especially on a game that was completely fine with Overwatch 1, is nightmarish in my opinion. Like this whole week of it, and they're still working on it. No, not as bad as they did last week, but they are still working on these issues that they're still coming across, which is unbelievable to me. Oh, is he already fixed? Okay, my bad. So Torb's already fixed. Okay, but okay. So Bastion still isn't. Okay, but still, it's just whatever. But hey, Smitty, it better be tonight.
It's tonight, dude. It's going on. I'm not even gonna take a nap. I already ate, so so like I'm not gonna be sitting down on the couch. It's gonna be a quick turnaround.
Okay, fine, fair enough. Okay. All right. As for me, though, I've just been, as you know, packing. Everything's emptying off. I need to go to the store to smooth out the walls and stuff so I can get my deposit back and stuff. Hopefully, like if everything is all said and done, I can break my lease, which I'm wanting. So, but coming soon, though, and thinking about really in about a week and a half, I'm going to be closing on the house. I'm going to start moving and check out the new spot. So we're just in the countdown right now. So, but anyways,
Congrats,
I know.
Man.
Yeah, like I cannot wait to get out of here. I really can't. I don't know how many times I've said this already, but I really just cannot wait to leave. I'm done over the packing and stuff, but we'll definitely see. But I know y'all don't want to be talking about us or about me specifically bitching about Overwatch 2. So let's go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion within the previous week. The topic would or could be a game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners, on twitch.tv/CFG Games to be a part of the conversation. So if there's something you want to talk about about our topic while we're talking about it, we would love for you to chime in. We'd love to discuss it with everyone that is listening or watching on Twitch. So let's get this party started. Let's start with The Adventure of Smitty, Volume 2. Smitty, what do you bring?
It all started on a beautiful afternoon. So, Twitchcon, we just got back from Twitchcon this past weekend on Sunday, so I didn't even get to stay out all of, they had the closing ceremonies Saturday night or Sunday night and all that stuff, but It was about what I expected it to be. Again, I didn't really expect to take a lot away from it, especially being at that particular venue in San Diego. That's where the 2019 TwitchCon was at. Excuse me. Which was fine, but yeah, definitely it felt exactly the same as 2019 in terms of that. However, the part that I was really excited about, and I think most people were excited about, of course, was seeing the people, being there, being in this convention space, being together. Again, I ended up getting a Airbnb with Jamorian, Kitty Chaos, Julia, Kate, Cassandra and Sarah. All right, I'm telling their real names. I forgot. Like it's yeah.
Don't look at it while you're at it.
You'd know something about that, wouldn't you, Lex?
My daughter gets me every time. She's like, "Why do you call him Smitty? Why don't you call him this?" I'm like, "Cause I've always called him that."
Yeah, but no, so it was good. Like I had an absolute blast. Again, got the link up with Jedi Mindrix. I know Donk is familiar with Mindrix. That's actually how I know him, is through their community and Critically Awkward's community. So it was awesome. I saw him on Sunday, so I was already rough. My whole body felt like jelly. That was crazy. Magnificent. We actually have and I'll show you guys here in a second, a big group photo. There's like 12 of us from Mishmash that were all there. Like 5 of them were playing on the stage. Didn't even realize. I was just like, I had no idea. So that was the first time I got to meet him. Divatopia, I've known her for a while. She's gone, she's a partner on Twitch, but she was over on, I think she partnered on Mixer and then Facebook a little bit and then came back to Twitch, but she's fantastic people. And then of course Kitty, this was a random dude, but he ended up coming back and like we all hung out and like stuff like that. And then the One Up Lawyer, got to meet the One Up Lawyer as well. So that was freaking awesome. Him, his wife, and then his one of his business partner. So that was cool.
Wow.
They were there cuz so he came out with family, like I think his mom and aunt were out there as well, so like they had like a whole like family trip thing going on as well. And then like at night, like he'd go to the convention or they'd go to the convention during the day, and then at night either there was a party, there was the other thing. I got to link up with some of the Inferno guys, Send It, Larry Fishburger, and Time Lord. That was that Sunday as well, and then we went through that stuff, did some drinking, Calvin. So that was, it was great being able to just do that stuff. I got to meet my boss from that she's out in San Diego, so we went for a happy hour. Of course, there was a Voodoo Ranger Stream Elements party. Got to kick it with DOS, Double Agent Smith, if you guys are familiar with him. He's a freaking fantastic dude. We literally partied our balls off.
Photos through Twitter. He was like, "Look what I'm doing. You're missing out." I was like, "Aw, me."
It was so awesome being able. I got to finally meet Admired Plague, which it's crazy. Like I don't even know. I was just friends with them on Twitter. We followed each other on Twitter, but like I had totally forgotten that he streamed, and I had never really gone to his streams or anything like that. So I was like, oh man, we know each other more from Twitter than Twitch, which is crazy. So we got to meet each other. I mean, overall, it was it just felt really good. Being out there, we got to meet up with the Vegas crew. I met people from Vegas that I had not met in San Diego for the first time, as opposed to being out here, which I think they're supposed to be having something in their community, the Shoe Goose community, tomorrow. We got some folks from T-San, they're going to be out here, so I'm going to try to link up with them as well. But you know, I had a blast. It was fantastic. Got to talk to some reps that had some cool things. We talked about guest stars, and I think that is officially rolled out. I haven't looked into it, but they were saying,
oh, yeah,
yeah,
it's supposed to come like the week after TwitchCon, right?
Right, yeah. So they said it'll be available to all. They go out of beta, and it's going to be available to all partners and affiliates starting this week. So we need to take a look, or if somebody could take a look and see if that is legit or has legit rolled out, then I think that would be huge, especially for bringing people into your thing and whatnot. So that'll be awesome. But yeah, so that was the good. I had the party was fun. It was an absolute blast. However, there was a lot of people that did not have an absolute blast, and boy, boy. Oh,
before you go into that, Dust is asking, what the hell was that giant ass mech you took a pic with?
Oh,
a mech?
Yes, I know exact metalcore. So I didn't realize it until later, until like now. Number one, that was cool. It reminded me of Titanfall. However, I don't know. I think it may have to do with NFTs as well, because I got tagged in a post in Twitter with them, and I saw that they're followed by Big Time. And if you remember Big Time, I did a stream, I did a whole thing with Big Time, and that was an NFT game as well. So I think that may have some sort of NFT element into it. I haven't really looked into it. It's supposed to the alpha is supposed to be coming out at some point. I signed up for the closed alpha, so I'm hoping to be able to get into that and like actually see more about it. But this is just from Twitter and this and that, and what I saw from Twitter, I was like, interesting.
Right. It says Metalcore is an NFT-based open-world mechanized combat game. Fight alongside your faction in territorial battles on a mineral-rich alien planet.
See? Yeah. Okay. And like, I didn't even notice anything about the NFTs because I was just like, dude, this totally looks like Titanfall 2. I was like, this looks awesome. I would play the crap out of that. Okay, we'll see.
By the way, I will say this because I know you and I kind of have like don't have an agreement on NFTs itself, but I will say your point on what NFTs could be. I can understand. It's just, I think I like that idea more, that if they do it as their own separate kind of thing instead of something that's going to be piggybacking off of something bigger or smaller or bigger, you know. That I think I would prefer it. So if something like if something like a game like Metalcore is going to provide NFTs towards that, then I don't know, I might be more subjectable to it, to that way of way that they're trying to sell.
It's a way of life, Davis.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, you know, I feel like a lot of people, I mean, because that market completely, you know, has just gotten demolished. So the hype and all that stuff is definitely gone away.
It was introduced. I don't think it was really introduced in a real negative way. Where it came, like how it was introduced was very like scummy. I won't say like, yes, it's really scummy. It was essentially, because it didn't sound like it was actually something that was it felt like it was something that was already existing, and you're putting an additional paywall on top of the microtransactions that was already there. That's why, and that's why I wasn't on board with it. So like, you know, I mean, but if it's just a different way of microtransaction, instead of saying a microtransaction over a different kind of microtransaction in one game, like if it's either or, it might work, is what I'm saying.
I see.
You know? So that's why but you're right. It definitely, but we'll see. I mean, Metalcore, if they gave us money, I'll take a shot.
Again, I'm open to it because I don't think I understand it, and I don't, you know. Again, I think there's definitely some practical things and other stuff that you can do with it. I just feel like a lot of people were seeing it, and it was for a minute that quick get rich scheme type of deal. So you had shady players coming into the space, acting legitimate. I think now that things have settled down, we'll see more legitimacy in it and more innovation within that, and how they plan on merging those two areas. I'm for it. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, for me, like I'm at least willing to see what it's about. Yeah, exactly.
I'm willing to try it too, but like, yeah, so I will say, but I will admit when I'm wrong, and I will say I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
No. We saw it with Google Stadia the other day. I mean, you know, the other week or whatever. So we know that you got no problems.
You're talking about me. You're trying to take me on Stadia. I kept an open mind on Stadia. Don't get me wrong. I knew it was going to be successful. Y'all were the ones that are ridiculing it to hell already. So
man, that was such a bad business plan out the gate, son. Everything about it, I was like, this doesn't even make sense.
I just wanted to try the technology, and
I get it.
I'm fine with it.
I get it.
Back on the starter pack. But okay, so I'm sorry, I cut you off. What would you say? You said not a lot of people have the worst time on. Didn't have the best time at Stadia.
Oh, right.
Not Stadia, but at TwitchCon.
at TwitchCon, yeah. So, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about it, but we'll just start with the most obvious, and this is the Adriana Chechik dive into this. Now, I remember I walked past this ball pit or whatever. Yeah, dude. Wait, no, I'm not like in there.
I mean, were you there?
I'm right there. I was not there when it happened. I remember hearing about it. I was at the convention when I heard about it, but I didn't even realize till I saw videos later. I was like, wait, because I remember seeing Adriana Chechik, and I didn't say anything. Because if you know is it, huh?
I think you were up in the garden when it happened.
Wait, what do you mean? How do you know?
You were in the beer garden. Because at that time of day, that's kind of, I know how you work.
You don't know me.
Ask questions. You were texting me.
I may have been. There a lot was a blur. But yes, right. and so basically what happens, we'll just lay it out, is that they had this ball pit and people were up, or this pit, this cube pit, and people were hitting each other and this and that until somebody got knocked off. I don't even know if you won anything or whatever, but I was not about to do that. And number one, I don't like to stand in lines. So I was like, nah. So I was good on that. But let's just like this. So she does that. Like, at first, cause I had commented too. It was like, oh man, like, the announcer was like kind of going on and stuff like that. And like, you don't realize, cause I didn't realize how thin that was for a pit. I think they say like regulation is like 8 feet. In something in a contraption like that. So I know that there's people that have said that she signed a waiver and stuff, but again, a company or somebody's still going to have to take this liability because she now has damage. She broke 2 of her discs, right? I think it's
she basically shattered her tailbone and 2 vertebrae. She's in surgery number 2 at the moment. She posted a video of her trying to walk after the first surgery. I know the look of pain on her face. She can barely talk. She's just taking like deep breaths as best as she can. This poor woman. And here's the kicker for me. Somebody got injured. Not only are people blaming her, well, if you walked in it, you shouldn't have jumped off. You knew how deep the foam pit was. No. Stop it. Because here's the deal. She went into it thinking it was like a gymnasium foam pit, right? Where there are pads on top of concrete, then thick pads of full pieces of foam, and then the foam squares, right? So if you, as a company, have something like this and you have people sign a safety waiver, right? It is null and void the minute you as the person or company or establishment that built this contraption didn't build it to code. So she absolutely, if she wants to go over, but the question is it going to be Lenovo and Intel, or is it Twitch that's liable? Because technically, I think all 3 are. It was their booth, but it was at TwitchCon at a convention run by Twitch itself. So she could technically sue all 3 of them, really.
Well, and I wondered,
she's not the only one that got hurt.
Sorry, real quick. I just wanted to, off of what you're saying here, Alex, I'm wondering if I wonder, there's got to be some sort of insurance that was paid either to the convention center, to somebody. There's got to be some sort of insurance with an event that big. There's no way somebody is not covering their butts for things like this. So I'm curious to see what that looks like.
From what I gathered from what they were saying on the things, actually, it's kind of funny because like one up lawyer is asking were there any waivers. Maybe
there was.
Maybe one lawyer is the one that I really asked, but like
true.
But then also the Dirty Habanero is also saying even if you have signed waivers, they don't count. I don't know what the whole situation is, but what I gather is that even if there was waivers or no waivers, I mean, I'm sure there's something that she would be able to fight, because I think
Absolutely.
the other problem of this on the other side of this is that this wasn't like, this is the most extreme accident that happened at this inside this ball pit or inside this foam pit. I'm sorry. But prior to that, there was multiple severe, like heavy injuries that happened, and they still had the opinion to keep it open. I mean,
so those happened after or before hers. Okay.
There was one that happened after.
And one after. So, and she asked, am I able to jump off the platform? And they said, oh, absolutely. Making her believe that this was not a safety violation. If you sign a contract and the person who is letting you into this contraption, whether it be like a water dunk tank or something along those lines, if they did not keep their end of the bargain as far as safety concerns, because I've looked into it, and there was an accident lawyer on they're not a podcast, a YouTube channel that I watch, and they do a lot of things like investigating, and he absolutely said she can sue all of them, including the convention center, because nobody was it's clear that nobody gave the A-OK as far as safety was concerned. Like nobody came and checked it to make sure that it met those standards. Do you know what I mean?
The other weird thing too, though, is that I saw conflicting reports on Twitter that people were saying that went on that and whatnot, that they were saying not to jump off of it. And they were telling the people not to jump off of it, but that doesn't even make sense, because it
doesn't matter though.
You're going to get knocked off. That's true.
Just stepped off the platform and dislocated their knee.
Right.
So
it should have gotten shut down the first time there was any kind of, you know what I mean? Absolutely. Like, whoa, like somebody.
I mean, like to even say that they even left it open even after her is a little bit weird, is what I'm saying. It just seems like, because like I just think that the whole situation, how it was carried, how it was built was already very shoddy. We already know that, but but the facts of the matter is that this girl is way of life is now completely changed over from a weekend of fun towards this, and I think and I think to just even the fact she's an adult film star and stuff, it doesn't freaking matter. It's like this girl's you messed with this girl's money permanently. There's no way that she's going to be the same person as she was when she got out of that pit. So I think even regardless of like the things that were signed or whatever, they probably weren't expecting like a crazy ass injury as crazy as this, but they sure as hell going to like there's surely going to have to be some level of repercussions or ownership of what caused this to happen, because like because the video doesn't look like she did anything too crazy to get off of the pit. It was probably, if anything, because she's not really heavy set. She wasn't. I mean, and secondly, like what she didn't do anything crazy like a triple toe loop, double backflip into the foam pit or anything like that.
She's a figure skater now.
I don't know. So like, or anything crazy like that. She just did like she assumed. Yeah, she assumed that the pit was deep enough. She assumed that the pit was going to slow her momentum down. But unfortunately, it didn't. The foam absolutely did nothing for her, and I really feel sorry for it to.
I couldn't even imagine
for it to happen. It's just freaking
to go into having a blast to
being disabled overnight.
Life changing in an instant. And to go through something like that is exactly. It's just like, oh my goodness, that clearly wasn't worth it.
We send our well wishes, Adriana. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Welcome absolutely. To the club. Yeah, absolutely terrible. But that's not all the bad stuff that went down at TwitchCon either. I know that there's this thread here basically. And again, if anybody, there is a bit of a trigger warning for some of these things. I've seen and I've heard and I heard reports while we were down there of people, you know what I mean, like being down there and just. We'll just get into some of these. I don't want to get anything crazy or anything like that. But there's one. If you're coming to the party and haven't made it yet, don't bother bringing a bag. They're turning away all bags bigger than like a fanny pack. This one I think is I mean, hold on. If you've ever been to a concert, do you ever expect to go in with a backpack?
No, but
not really.
Here's the problem with that. If you are wheelchair bound or you need a backpack like that for, like, say your oxygen tank, like a portable one, or, emergency meds, which sometimes are not small, things like that, they are absolutely allowed to let you in with that. And they were turning people away who had backpacks with things that they would need, like emergency medications and air tanks that were portable and things like that. That's where I have the issue. If Joe Blow is coming in with a water bottle that he filled with vodka, you're going to get it taken, right? You're not supposed to come in with food or water. However, with my service dog, if I go to an event, I bring a sealed bottle of water and a little portable bowl for her every time. And when they are checking me in, right, because they have to do a pat down because I can't go through metal detectors, and then they obviously check my service dog, they will ask me, what is this? And I say, it is for my service animal. And they say, okay. They put it back in my bag, they hand me my backpack, and I can walk in. I also have to have my full bottles of medications with me because it's illegal for me to take them in, like, the little container that I carry around the house on an everyday basis. I do still keep them separated so that I don't forget if I took them or not, but I have to bring the full bottles for them to inspect. And because of that, I do have to have a bag bigger than a fanny pack. And that's where my issue lies. You know what I mean?
So were they saying that they were not allowing people were there not special circumstances to where that stuff was allowed? Is that confirmed or?
Yes. So there were several people who are in the disability community that I'm a part of. I'm a silent watcher. I just watch the threads and comment, not very frequently. But they had emailed to Twitchcon about, outside events such as the concert, because I'm wheelchair bound, because I'm going to this panel, because I am a part of this panel, are these going to be issues? Absolutely not. There will be accommodations, so on and so forth. This is what we will do. That is not what happened. And there was one girl in particular who needed, a nebulizer, and the airport would not let her travel with it. That is common. If you are in the disabled community and you've traveled, you know that sometimes is what happens, right? She asked TwitchCon, this is going to be an issue for me, but you are wanting me to come. Is your emergency tent going to have that available for me? Absolutely, we will have that available for you. She then called. Is this still the case? Absolutely, come. We want you to come. She gets there, and then the staff are like, absolutely not. That's not our problem.
I mean, it's not like I just don't even know what to say about, like, how they treat, like, in general. Like, now it doesn't sound like it seems like the problem is that they were treating everybody the same way, where in this case they should not have. They should definitely have had, like, obviously one specifically for handicapped situations and stuff, and then they didn't learn and they didn't do that, which is terrible already. But then again, though, too, I'm also kind of wondering though, too, because I don't know, Smitty, you attended the party, right? The party at Petco. Was it Petco at Petco Park? Okay, so did they was this like immediately after? Was this immediately after the end of, like, when they closed the convention center down? Or was this
no, I think there might have been an hour in between the start of it and when the convention ends, because the convention ended at 6. I'm pretty sure that started at 7. We still ended up late.
Oh, okay. Because the question I have too is like it's kind of weird that they were saying like, okay, no bags into a park like this, but like you just closed on the convention center. Like
Right.
I mean, like the convention center itself is going to give you so much crazy ass swag and stuff, and
right.
and things on this, and they're expecting all of that. So it seems like there should have been some sort of level of caveats that should have been said there. Just saying on my just saying, but. I don't know, man. Like the way things were treated, it seemed like the biggest issue that they had here was a matter of like security training overall of like how things were being implemented. Procedures were not being done. They were very loose on handicapped accessibility, incredibly loose from a handicap accessibility, which makes it really crazy. So I don't know, man. Like I just think that I'm kind of with Donk here. I think BreakfastCon 2023 might need to be a thing. I'm totally not in I really don't care about this event. I unfortunately, as much as I can wanting to say, I really don't care about TwitchCon. I don't like the only time I probably would ever care about going to TwitchCon is probably going to Europe for it. If I ever did one, would be that in that situation. But no, I mean, TwitchCon is it seems like it was cool. It's really awesome to see that you met a lot of cool people. I really missed the fact that I didn't see One Up Lawyer. Well, actually physically met him would have been awesome.
Yeah.
And stuff. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm glad you had a great time. Oh, you didn't say anything about your experience with Voodoo Ranger. Like how was that for you? And
yeah, no, that was
Smitty stories.
No, I mean, again, other than this is so you see the hat that I'm wearing in this photo. This is the last time I had this hat because I left it at that bar. No, I have lost almost every Voodoo Ranger swag that I have. I put the pin on it and everything, so I lost the pin and the hat.
Dang it.
I am the worst ambassador. I am so sorry.
Dang it.
I am so sorry. They're probably like, see, this is that video clearly came out it was up. But this is actually from the party. That did not go the way that I thought it would go, as you can see there. But
hacked.
it was pretty. Well, I was up there I was dancing my ass off. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
Like there's Davies right there.
You. Hell yeah!
You could see him a little bit there. Actually, there might be a better one here. Dude, they had a snake in a photo booth there. I was like, how did I not know that there was a snake in a photo booth? I know, I missed out.
Smitty was dancing like Terry Crews from White Chicks.
There's Davies right there.
Singing the show brand.
Yeah, the whistle doing the robot and stuff.
Yo, it was a great time. Like the party was awesome. Again, that was and Donk is right. Really, I come away feeling again like I could have just gone to San Diego and hung out and still had just as good of a time, not having to go or being at the convention or whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah, but it was all right. Yeah, convention was all right. It was good. But loved seeing the people and everything.
One of those lawyers says that you done got lost at the party.
I did. Oh yeah. So all right. So hold on. Let me tell you guys a couple weird stories real quick. So it started out, and it like my whole trip started out weird. Just cause there he is. My trip started out weird because I went on a plane. It was like a 6 o'clock flight. It was literally like a 45-minute flight. Not very many people on the flight. I go all the way back to the back of the plane. There is literally an open row next to me, an open row in front of me, and I'm just chilling and doing whatever. And I go and I buckle in my seat and whatnot, and I look up and I see this woman just looking down at me. I'm like, yeah, I kind of look around. I'm like, oh, are you trying to sit here? And she's like, yeah. I was like, oh, all right. So I get out, and she goes and she, how it's 3 seats. She sits in the seat directly next to me, and I'm just like, in the middle seat.
Why? Was it just y'all two?
And nobody likes the middle.
Dude, there was literally nobody over there. Nobody in front of us, and I was in my own row, already buckled in. That's why I was quite shocked to see this person. Not only that, but then they literally sat right next to me. And I sat there and I had and I sat there and I had buckled back up and I was just like, not expecting like, okay. And I sit there and I'm just like, and like I let, some more people coming on and like nobody else comes back there. Finally, I'm just like, well, it looks like that's about everybody. I'm just going to go ahead and hop over there and give you a little bit of space.
Yeah.
What?
And then when I go over, dude, she slides all the way to the window. I was like, what is this?
Maybe she was trying to discourage
She's trying
people
to hit on you.
No, maybe she's trying to discourage people to sit down next to y'all.
Oh, maybe.
So she get the full row.
Oh,
because that makes
I don't
sense.
know. I mean,
because
at least explain that to me.
Yeah, because at least if she, that's kind of weird that she didn't. But like,
there's other open rows.
Yeah, but she was wondering because it might have been a packed flight. But if it wasn't a packed flight, then she's like, oh, okay. So she sees two people in the middle. It looks like it's going to be like y'all going to be sardine cans. But then when she found out, though, that's all the people. It's like, okay, she moved. At least she moved. That's kind of crazy. Don says, bro, not gonna lie, I would do the same thing. I'm trying to touch you.
That was so strange. That was so strange.
That is kind of weird. She didn't say that she was going to do that, though. You're right.
Yeah. No, it was funny. I was just like, okay, all right then. And then my Uber driver decided to give me a sermon while she was taking me to the house. So that was apparently I was that motherfucker that looked like I needed. She says I don't typically do this, but something told me that I need to talk to you, and I'm like, gosh, damn it. Damn it.
But he just jumps out, rolls out of the car.
That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. And then, of course, the night of the party. I didn't even know what's her name. Something Petra, I think it is.
Kim Petras.
Yes, Petras. Yeah.
I want to see her so bad.
Oh my gosh, she was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. She was fantastic, and of course, there was the Stallion there as well. Yeah. So that was. I never thought I'd get to see Master Chief up on a stage with Megan Thee Stallion and seeing him twerk. So that was the thing that happened. It was awesome though, but. At the end, I go and like we're all like we can't. So Kitty leaves her phone at the crib. So she's like, no matter what, I can't lose you guys. Like, yo, we're by you. You know what I mean? Like, we got you. Don't worry about it. And it's the end of the concert and we're leaving. And like I start running into some people I hadn't seen. Oh, let's take a picture and blah. This and that. And somehow I lose everybody. I don't even know how I lost them, but I lost everybody. And I get out to the front, dude, and like I'm going back and forth and this and that, dude. I am not seeing anybody. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, like what do I need to, it's like, I go to my phone died because I was taking videos and stuff. I didn't bring my backup battery because I was like, well, we can't bring bags, so I'll just leave this here. I know, it was a mistake. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I can't even call an Uber or anything like that. I was like, I'm screwed. I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? So still in front of the place, I ended up getting two street hot dogs as well and eating them. So that's how I was there. And then I decided I'm gonna find a bar, grab a drink, grab some food, and hopefully find somebody that has a charger that's gonna fit my phone. That was my plan. I'm coming out of some place. I don't even remember where I was coming out of. I was coming out of somewhere, and I see one of the girls that's staying with us, and I was like, Kate, oh my gosh, I was like, I got lost from everybody. I don't know what's going on. She's like, yo, I'm going to meet them right now. And like, I don't know. I think she's a power walker or something, dude. Like I could not, like I was trying to keep up. She was like, keep up, Smitty. And I was like, I'm trying. Like I'm going as fast as I can. You are power walking. But I ended up linking up with everybody. And I made it back. And we partied, and I can't believe we didn't get a noise complaint. We were like literally outside being loud as all hell. Just having a good time.
Bastards. God, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, basically. It was fantastic.
On your ass.
I know. I'm surprised it didn't happen. I thought for sure it was gonna happen. I didn't even care.
Smitty's all about the street corner wieners.
Yo, dude, they were good, man. You know what I'm talking about. They like that. Sometimes they'll wrap bacon around them and stuff like that too. And like they'll like I was like, I had one. And I was like, holy shit. Yeah.
Okay,
dude, I remember being in college, dude. I had a buddy named Elmer that had a hot dog cart, and every time, dude, like I will always be a hot dog cart kind of guy. If there's a hot dog cart or something like that, yo, dude, like, yo, hook it up.
That's
Hook
awesome.
it up.
Me
It was
too.
fantastic.
I'm glad you had a great time there, though. That sounds awesome.
I had a blast.
Sounds like a good.
Not necessary. I really hope that it ends up being somewhere else next year, though. I think that'd be.
Saying, you mean you're being loud as hell, bro? Yeah, that's basically Smitty doing it. Right there.
It's like that's just my normal voice, dude.
I mean, I really hope that it's not, because someone told me that they got like a 10-year contract from there, which is insane.
See, I heard 5-year.
Yeah, 5 would make more sense, but yeah, I personally don't like I don't like it that they're in San Diego. I think it's just way too expensive and
It's
way
super
too small for
expensive.
it.
Yeah.
So like, because like it's funny because like there was another friend of the show, Callista, wanted to go with her person, and they were going to go west. But man, the ticket because of inflation, everything was expensive. Flight,
I heard about that.
Like flight, hotels, everything was just insane to get to it. So I was just like, you should just hold off. Just wait. I mean, it's not going anywhere. They're going to definitely do it again, regardless. But
Yeah.
So
Well,
so hopefully we'll see.
Just a little pointer for any of my disability folks. My dog is obviously being retired. However, if you are in the same boat, you bring your dog, your service animal with you to things like that. Make sure you're staying with a lot of people who have your back. I didn't have a problem when I went with Smitty and all of our crew. Even if they left before us, I always had a point person with me at all times. And it really did keep, because there's overcrowding. People will step on your dog. People will try to touch your animal.
Yeah,
and
that
having
blew
people
me
that know
away.
your situation, know your health issues. I always wrote in a Sharpie on the inside of my arm emergency numbers in case my phone died and someone found me and I had
Smart.
fainted or anything like that. So, make sure you're going with a group of people that you know very well, that have your back, and that way you don't run into issues, because it is their responsibility to have accessibility. But if you're in this world, you know that that's not always the case, and having people in your corner is a great thing. So stay with people you know, get a big group and stick with them, and you'll have a blast in those, wherever you go, whatever type of con or concerts. Always make sure you have people in your corner, because Opie likes going to concerts, and she went to Petco Park when we all went together, and she had a blast. And security didn't say anything. I let her off lead, and she danced and snuck beer sips from people, and we had a blast. But yeah, have people in your corner. Big ups.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, good one, Smitty. Thank you for hogging up all the time. I'm just
Yep.
All right, my turn. I wanted to talk about something that I'm actually really hyped to seeing. I'm actually hyped to seeing. I've been bitching about The Last of Us for the past couple of months about the remake and stuff, but the one thing I am looking forward to was the HBO show series that's coming soon. But earlier this week, they actually showed the first preview of The Last of Us. So Last of Us, the series coming next year on HBO Max. Definitely watch it. Would love to watch it, and just can't wait for it to come out. So there you go. Lex, why don't you close us off?
Yes, sir. Of course. Well, your spooky mistress of the Dark Knight is here to give you an update on a game I've been waiting for a long time. So if you don't know, one of my favorite indie games is Faith. They have 2 chapters available, and before it was a thing, you could go to their website and you just had to make a donation and you could have the game. And I think at one point you didn't even have to make a donation, but it was like, hey, if you're getting free content, if you can give us a donation, that would be great. It keeps us going. Well, the third one has officially been named for the date. It's going to be released, Faith, the Unholy Trinity, which covers all 3 chapters, 1, 2, and 3. The release date is coming soon. It is October 21st is with the planned release. And they're really
Next Friday?
good.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really good about updating now that they are on Steam. So that is where you can play. Chapter 1 and 2 is on Steam. It is a lo-fi horror game. And when I tell you the simplicity at what they use to tell this story and how scary it is, it's amazing. I've gone back and played both chapters at least 4 times. They are that good. Now, there's not different endings that I am aware of, but it is so good. It is so enjoyable. If you want your pants off because you got spooked, this is the game for you. Chapter 1, 2, and 3. You can play both the 2 chapters now, and then the next one will be released next week, and I will be playing it, and I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I feel like I
so
watched
good.
you play some of this.
You did, and you texted me. You're like, "This is too scary. I'm so sorry." It's very good. It's so good because you left. You're like, "This is a little scary for me. I'm so sorry." But
Really, it's that scary? It doesn't look like it's scary at all. like,
oh,
like what?
stop!
What kind of stuff was happening in it?
Well, if I tell you that, okay. So you are the priest in chapters 1 and 2, and essentially, I can't give you the storyline or it really takes it away. Basically,
Okay.
you're following
The
these
art style
priests.
creeps me out.
Yeah, you're following these priests on a journey of remembering and finding out why something happened. And you are basically backtracking. And you find yourself at fault in the first one. And because of that, you get dropped into this storyline. The second one, you are a different priest, and I can't say who you're looking for or what,
Right.
but you were on this journey because the first one happened, and because of that, you have now been sent out to discover what has happened and why. And it is a roller coaster. It is fantastic. Oh, the first one does have multiple endings. I believe it has 5, if I'm not mistaken. And it's fun to play all 5 and try to get it. It's a puzzle. And so you kind of just go on this journey. And I don't want to give too much away, but guys, if you love horror, it's so good.
I like Dirty Habanero's synopsis of it. Priest, that's why pants come off.
Correct. You got scared so bad, your pants came off. Well,
oh my
but
God.
It's
oh
good.
my God.
My dad, he's the one that really got me into horror as a kid, and he had come over and I let him play the first chapter. He got 2 of the endings and he's like, I don't want to know what the other ones are. I'm a little creeped out. And he enjoyed it a lot. So for the Halloween season, here you go, guys. You're welcome.
That's cool. Like, what?
I'm excited.
Smitty, you gonna play that?
No. As a big old negatory, I may watch Lex play it. Again, that's for me. I can watch something, but it's a whole different experience actually being in it and playing it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't like watching other people play horror games that I'm interested in because I want to be the one playing it.
Right.
And so I had seen little bits and pieces. I had watched part of the playthrough with Markiplier, and I think Dust was the one that was like, oh, I think you'd like this, because this is around the time I'd started really getting into horror games. And I immediately stopped watching. I went to their website. I gave them a donation of like $10 and a thank you. And I played it. I sent them my review. I got a thank you back. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I knew there were multiple endings. And so I really enjoyed going back and trying to figure out how to get said multiple endings. And again, it's so simple with the techniques that they use in the game for the 8-bit horror, but the presentation is just delectable. The soundtrack is fantastic. The voiceover is fantastic. And as far as accessibility issues, I can't really play with a lot of like bright screens I can't see if it's all white.
Yeah.
And I really liked that. Even though it was 8-bit and they could have used that to their advantage, they didn't. So I didn't feel blinded, because in a lot of horror games, I feel like I get blinded at certain points and I have to pause because it takes me a minute to get my vision back to see what I'm actually seeing, the whole picture on my screen. And they didn't do that. And I really appreciated that. It's very nuanced, and it just gets you. And even if you know something's coming, it doesn't come when you think, and then they get you after. It's so spooky. It's so spooky. Opie runs out of the room. That's the first game that started causing her to run out of the room, because she sits here and watches the screen, and you guys get the camera on her, and she would start running out of the room because she would hear the screaming and the noises from my headphones, and she got scared and she'd bolt. This was the game that got her. So, yeah.
I should tell you everything.
Yep. And Opie's she's been through a haunted house before. So, in Vegas style haunted houses, we're talking, they chase you with chainsaws and shit. So, and she just stands there like, what are you doing, man? So this is, it got her. It was good. I
That's
can't
cool.
wait for the third one. I've been waiting years, so
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you.
Well,
I
that's
hope-
also.
I do
is on the
hope.
same boat as you, saying she prefers watching people play horror games because you can't play them myself. You can't play them yourself. The anxiety is surreal. Yeah.
I
Too
love
much.
that. That boost of adrenaline relaxes me. So the stress of my week is gone the minute I start playing a horror game. Opie, do you remember that game? She came in. She's like, "What are you guys looking at?" Yeah, no, it's really good. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Now my question is, and I still haven't gotten an answer. They have the Holy Trinity available on Steam when the third one comes out. I have the first two. I'm curious if they will let you purchase the third chapter separately or if you have to buy all three. Now, as a lover of this company, I am happy to buy all three, even though I already own the first two. But I was curious about that because I know other people who've also played this game, and we've all kind of like been humming and hawing about it. Like, is that going to be an option, or we have to buy the package? You know,
Right.
But this company did so much work for so little money that this was a passion project for them. So I'm happy to give them my money. I don't have much, but you can have it.
Right. Well, we'll see next week. So maybe if you would come back to streaming, that might be a perfect one for you to come back on the week of Halloween.
That's what I'm thinking.
So there you go. But that's good, man. That was great, folks.
Yes, it was.
Thank you for listening to episode number 152 of the CFG Game Cast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. As always, we will be back again next week with some awesome brand new topics. But if you did miss out on this week, that is perfectly all right. We release it at the beginning of each and every week, Monday mornings, on all podcast services, podcasts, like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, all of them. So there's absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. And also be sure to check out our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, with the awesome contents that we like to do. So once again, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all, take it easy.
Bye.